Hey everybody, Alien here, and right now I'm going to be giving my personal beliefs and the history of the HB versus Dark Wolf Clan War. Now, this war actually did start on, February the 11th of 2014, whenever we were invited in to have a negotiation with our allies, the Wolf Clan. When we arrived, we saw that they had mantises on the ground and that they had banshees in the air. I was not expecting an attack when I arrived, but when I seen that, I soon thought to myself, this could be a very possibly an ambush. Sure enough, it was, and it was confirmed when a beam rifle shot would buzz right past my head. So as soon as I seen that and stuff, we knew that it was an ambush, and we were inevitably slaughtered because, there was no way that we could win. As soon as that was over, we immediately invited all of them to a map that we had made called HB Island. We invited in clan member Herd Butcher, and he actually assisted in helping to build the map. Now, the pictures that you're seeing right now are from the Battle of Dark Ship, which I'll be getting to in just a minute. Now, that's obviously Phoenix was looking up at the rockets, and that image right there, I believe, is Taunt Swine, and two other members in the background, and that's a Banshee that we just hijacked. Now, back on subject, we built the HB Island, and we spawn killed the crap out of them. They absolutely got decimated as soon as it started. Now, one thing which you got to remember is the fact that as soon as this had happened, they were extremely angry, so this went on to make them even more angry. Eventually, we would invite them in to have a round of 1v1s, and they would accept those 1v1s, and they would get slaughtered in them. I would absolutely decimate their third in command, in which his name was Also Man, and I would absolutely decimate him 19-5, and my member Juicebox would also decimate them in a series of 1v1s. Now, after that, they actually, even their second command, Hydro, was ordered by Lone Wolf not to go, because if they lost, it would be even more deterring to their clan. So, they were already starting to get afraid right here. I had the pleasure of meeting three people called Unknown Sickface, Rage Snipes, and Divine Paradise. And they all three helped me, and they decided that their clan actually was in the wrong, and they pledged their assistance to try and bring a swift end to the war. Now, actually, what would happen is, as soon as we got into the war, and they would actually start helping in the coming battles. Fast forward to the next day. We would actually go and quickly, within an hour and a half, construct a base. This would be base HB Fort Justice, and it would be a raid map, plain and simple. They would come onto the map, and they would be able to do nothing to us, because they could not get past the bridge or anything. We just mowed them down and decimated them through the entire thing. Now, the image you're looking at here is HB members taking out a Mantis, because Mantises were dropping all throughout the Battle of Dark Ship, which I'll be getting to in a second. Now, going on right after we beat them in the Battle of Fort Justice, they began to rage very badly. And they said that, oh, if you face us on our base, we'll destroy you. So we accepted the challenge, and then we returned to the very same base which we had actually been ambushed on. Now, one thing which happened when we got there is the three people which had already pledged to help me, they actually went ahead and they started bringing down Banshees, Mantises, and weapons which we could use on the ground. Because this was a very unfair map, what it was plain and simple a spawn kill map. And as soon as you would spawn, you had nothing but ARs, and they had everything. Now, the image which you are looking at right now is an amazing snipe which Juicebox pulled off against their second in command, Hydro. He pulled off the shot, and it was a very, I remember it made the entire clan like, wow, because that guy had been sitting up on top of that pedestal just pop-shotting at us. Well, moving on, what happened is eventually we would join the Battle of Dark Ship, and every image which you are seeing right now is from that battle. As soon as we would get there, they were supplying us, and we took the lead. We actually managed to take the lead, which was an amazing accomplishment considering that they had everything. As soon as they found out that we were winning, their entire clan started to get disrupted, and they began to get angry. Because, they had everything, and then it just fell apart from there. They started to fight with each other and everything else. And, it was just amazing because, we were just decimating them in every way, shape, and form. The image you're looking at right now is Rule of Ender going in a head-to-head Banshee battle with Lone Wolf 100, the Wolf's clan leader. And he would actually have a mid-air collision with him right there, and they would both explode, but obviously with us in the lead, as you can see, that went to our advantage. Now moving on, as soon as they actually began to rage during this very battle, because we were just decimating them, and he knew it was completely embarrassing, so he actually began to kick us. As soon as he went and kicked every one of our members, we got together and had a big celebration. After that, Unknown would invite me, and him and the three would try to get together and try to talk some sense into the Wolf Clan, to tell them that we are going in the wrong direction. We were falsely told, because their leader, going to the beginning of this war, their leader, Lone Wolf 100, had lied to them so much. He said that we were all racist. He had spread so many lies. He said that they were supported by 343, which is obviously not true. So, I mean, this entire war started on lies. So, Unknown Sickface, trying to start and tell the clan the truth about the entire endeavor, they actually would go ahead and try to start a coup. The coup would actually eventually they'll fail, because there was just not enough support, because I don't know if the Wolf Clan people were not willing to embrace the truth or what, but the coup would actually go though, and that would have a big part in eventually bringing the peace. The image you're looking at right now is HB gathered all together, and that purple body on the ground is their leader, Lone Wolf. Now going on, as soon as that day concluded, we went into 4 hours of negotiations trying to get the Wolf Clan to see the truth. And eventually, some of them did, but for the most part, they just the whole mess just collapsed. And going into day 3 of the war, there was no action this day except for internally in the Wolf Clan. They actually appointed Unknown the second in command of the entire Wolf Clan, replacing Hydro. And they actually backed up Lone Wolf. And, I mean, I was considering a peace, because we'd had peace negotiations with Lone Wolf on the second day. But they broke down because he would not unmute my members, and he was just acting mature. He even wanted me to apologize for sending out messages of truth to his entire members. The image you're looking at right now is Herd Butcher going in to go against impossible odds on top of the Dark Wolf ship. That's his Banshee that just landed. He would be killed, but he would take some of them with him. Now, moving on, one thing which I got to say is that going into day 4, we were very anxious. We didn't know if we were going to come in guns blazing or what, but we decided to have a peace meeting at HB headquarters. Once we arrived there, they brought in a group of 8 people, and 8 of our people met them as well. I had heavily armed guards with everything you can think of: saws, rockets, railguns, sticky deaths, and they had ARs. I will admit, we were extremely tempted to mow them down, but I decided to go ahead and try to get the peace, because that is what HB needed. We needed to keep working on our squads, we needed to keep working on our academy, and there was just multiple things we needed to work on. The war was just a major distraction against the inferior foe. So, I mean, eventually, we got in, and Lone Wolf was acting so immature, it's not even funny. The image you're looking at right now is Warzone killing Lone Wolf 100 from a Banshee. Lone Wolf had unlimited jetpack, but yet Warzone was still able to kill him. Well, moving on to what I want to say now is that Lone Wolf was acting so immature. He was just shooting at the ground, he was hiding behind the pedestal, and his second in command, Unknown Sickface, was having to do all the talking. Because, I mean, even though Unknown's a nice guy, a second in command should never have to negotiate on such a thing as this, especially when the leader is acting immature. And apparently I was told that he was acting like that because he was trying to hold back from mowing everyone down, which that's a stupid answer. And even if he had tried to mow everyone down, do you really think he would have done any good against all the heavily armed guards we had? Well, we had a negotiation, and in the end, Lone Wolf would admit, he would come out and admit that HB had won the war, and that it was over and his clan had lost. Now, image you're looking at right now is, I believe, myself going in to have a barrage at them, or actually this might be Rule of Ender, because as you can see I'm dead, but it was one of the two. I believe it was Rule. Now moving on is actually, like I said, though, the whole thing just collapsed. And I mean, we actually got peace, but it's an uneasy peace. And even right now, as I'm making this video, I'm expecting to have an attack in the future. Image you're looking at right now is obviously us hijacking a Banshee. That's Phoenix a Mantis. That's actually Phoenix in front, and I believe that's me on the back. And but anyway, like I said, the whole war is over now. And I mean, in the end, we just decimated them, and it just went to help our resolve, and it really helped them in no way, shape, or form. But I mean, in the end, I'm still expecting a war, and if the clan's on high alert. But we did win the first war, and that's a simple fact. So, I mean, everyone, thanks for watching. This has been the history of the Wolf Clan War. And thank you to all who participated, because it helped us to win the entire war. And I want to thank you all for your participation and everyone who came and helped, because I had so many people, an entire clan worth of people outpouring, that even some of them didn't even get to make it into action. So thank you for your pour out. That is why we won that war, was because that we were willing to come in and bring as many members in as it took, and they were not. So eventually we would win the entire conflict. So thanks for watching. If you're a clan member or just interested in the clan, please subscribe. And thanks for watching this biography on the clan war between HB and Dark Wolf Clan.